Ladies and gentlemen, the topic of our discourse is one that resonates deeply within the core of human experience. You have to lose your fear of failure. As we embark on this journey together, I invite you to open your minds and hearts to the infinite possibilities that await you once you shed the shackles of this debilitating fear. Imagine, if you will, the world where failure does not exist. A world where every action, every thought, and every intention is but a stepping stone towards your desired reality. This world, my dear friends, is not a distant utopia, but the very reality in which we live. The only barrier between you and this realization is the illusory construct of fear. Let us begin by understanding the nature of failure itself. What is failure if not a concept created by the limited human mind? In the grand tapestry of existence, there is no failure, only experience. Every perceived setback, every apparent mistake is but a thread in the intricate design of your life's masterpiece. When you truly grasp this truth, you will see that fear of failure is absurd as fearing the air you breathe. Consider for a moment the great figures of history who have shaped our world. Did they achieve their greatness by cowering in fear of failure? No, my friends. They understood a fundamental truth, that failure is not the opposite of success, but an integral part of it. Thomas Edison, when asked about his numerous attempts to create the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This, dear listeners, is the mindset of a true creator. Now let us delve deeper into the nature of reality itself. The world you perceive around you is nothing but a reflection of your inner state. Your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions shape the very fabric of your existence. When you harbor a fear of failure, you are essentially manifesting that fear into your reality. You are creating the very thing you dread most. But here's the liberating truth. Just as you have the power to create your fears, you have the power to dissolve them. This power lies in your imagination, the most magnificent gift bestowed upon humanity. Your imagination is the workshop wherein you can mold your reality according to your deepest desires. When you imagine fearlessly, without the constraints of perceived limitations, you set in motion the forces that will bring your desires to fruition. Let me share with you a powerful technique to help you lose your fear of failure. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself having already achieved your heart's desire. Feel the emotions of joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment that accompany this achievement. Make this imaginal act so vivid, so real, that it feels more authentic than your current circumstances. Persist in this state, my friends, for your imagination is the very seed of your future reality. As you engage in this practice, you will notice a remarkable shift in your perception. The fear of failure will begin to dissolve, replaced by an unwavering faith in your ability to create your desired reality. Well, how can one fear failure when success is already a fait accompli in the realm of imagination? Now, let us address a common misconception. Many believe that losing the fear of failure means becoming reckless or careless. When you shed this fear, you don't become indifferent to outcomes. Rather, you become more attuned to the process of creation itself. You begin to see every experience as an opportunity for growth and refinement of your creative powers. Consider the metaphor of a sculptor working with a block of marble. Each chisel stroke, whether it creates the desired effect or not, is a necessary part of the creative process. The sculptor does not fear making a wrong cut, for they understand that every action brings them closer to revealing the masterpiece hidden within the stone. In the same way, when you lose your fear of failure, you approach life with the confidence of a master artist, knowing that every experience is shaping your magnificent creation. As we continue our exploration, let us ponder the nature of time itself. In our limited human perception, we see time as a linear progression from past to future. But I tell you this, time is but an illusion created by our consciousness. In truth, all moments, past, present, and future, exist simultaneously in an eternal now. When you truly grasp this concept, you will understand that the future you desire already exists. Your task is not to create it, but to align your consciousness with it. This understanding further dissolves the fear of failure But how can one fail when all possibilities already exist? Your journey becomes one of selection rather than creation. You're simply choosing which reality to experience from the infinite array of possibilities that are already present. Let me share with you a powerful affirmation to reinforce this truth. I am already the person I desire to be, living the life I wish to live. Repeat this to yourself, not as a hopeful statement about the future, but as an acknowledgement of your present reality. Feel the truth of these words resonating in every fiber of your being. As you do so, you will find your fear of failure melting away, replaced by an unshakable confidence in your inherent power. Now, my dear friends, let us address another aspect of this fear, the fear of judgment from others. Many hold back from pursuing their dreams because they fear the opinions and criticisms of those around them. But I ask you this, whose life are you living? Are you here to fulfill the expectations of others or to express the divine potential within you? Remember, the opinions of others are but reflections of their own inner states. They have no power over you unless you grant them that power. When you stand firm in your own truth, when you live from the state of your fulfilled desire, the opinions of others become irrelevant. You will find that as you transform your inner world, the outer world will rearrange itself to match your new state of being. This brings us to another crucial point, the importance of persistence. Losing your fear of failure is not a one-time event, but a continuous process of aligning your thoughts and feelings with your desired reality. There may be moments when doubt creeps in, when the old fears attempt to reassert themselves. In these moments, recall the truth of your being. You are not a helpless victim of circumstances, but the author of your own story. Persistence in your imaginal acts, in your assumption of the state of wish fulfilled, is key. Just as a plant doesn't grow by constantly digging it up to check on its roots, your desires don't manifest by constantly questioning their reality. Plant the seed of your desire in the fertile soil of your imagination. Water it with the assumption that it's fulfillment, and have faith in the natural process of growth. Let us now explore the concept of failure from a higher perspective. In the grand scheme of existence, there is no such thing as failure. Every experience, every outcome serves a purpose in your spiritual evolution. What you perceive as failure is often the universe's way of redirecting you towards a path more aligned with your true purpose. Consider the life of any great achiever. Their path to success is often paved with what the world would call failures. But these individuals understood a profound truth, that each apparent setback was actually setting them up for a greater comeback. They didn't see failure as a final outcome, but as feedback guiding them towards their ultimate success. When you lose your fear of failure, you open yourself to the valuable lessons each experience has to offer. You become a keen observer of life, extracting wisdom from every situation. This shift in perspective transforms your entire approach to life. Instead of avoiding challenges for fear of failure, you begin to welcome them as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Imagine for a moment that you're an actor in the stage of life. Would an actor refuse to play a challenging role for fear of not performing it perfectly? Of course not. The actor understands that each role, each performance contributes to their growth as an artist. In the same way, when you lose your fear of failure, you embrace each life experience as an opportunity to refine your craft of living. Now let us delve into the realm of quantum physics to further illuminate our understanding. Modern science has shown us that at the quantum level, all possibilities exist simultaneously. It is the act of observation that collapses these possibilities into a single reality. In essence, your consciousness is constantly choosing which reality to experience from an infinite field of possibilities. When you fear failure, you are unconsciously focusing on, and therefore manifesting the very outcomes you wish to avoid. But when you lose this fear, when you consciously choose to focus on your desired outcome, you are literally shifting the quantum field to align with your desires. This is not mere positive thinking. It is the practical application of universal laws. Consider the double-slit experiment in quantum physics. When unobserved, particles behave as waves of possibility, but the mere act of observation causes these waves to collapse into definite particles. Your consciousness works in a similar way. By fearlessly focusing on your desired outcome, you are collapsing the wave of infinite possibilities into your chosen reality. This understanding brings with it a profound sense of responsibility. You are not merely a passive observer of your life, but an active creator. Every thought, every feeling, every assumption is shaping your reality. When you lose your fear of failure, you step into your power as a conscious creator of your life experience. Let us now address a common concern, the fear of success. Often, what masquerades as fear of failure is actually fear of success. Many people, consciously or unconsciously, fear the changes and responsibilities that come with achieving their desires. But I say to you, embrace this fear, for it is a sign that you are on the threshold of a great transformation. Remember, the person you become in achieving your desires is as important as the achievement itself. When you lose your fear of failure, you also lose your fear of success. You understand that you are worthy of your desires, yet you have the capacity to handle the responsibilities that come with their fulfillment. Imagine for a moment that you're standing at the foot of a great mountain. The summit represents your ultimate desire. The fear of failure might tell you that the climb is too difficult, that you might fall. But when you lose this fear, you see the mountain not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity for adventure and growth. Each step becomes a joyous affirmation of your journey, regardless of how far you've climbed. This brings us to another important point. The joy of the journey. When you lose your fear of failure, you free yourself to enjoy the process of creation. You understand that life is not about reaching a final destination, but about the continuous unfoldment of your infinite potential. Each experience, whether deemed positive or negative by the world, becomes a precious part of your journey. Consider the life of a child learning to walk. Does the child fear falling? Does it give up after the first, 10th, or 100th fall? No. The child persists, driven by an innate desire to explore and grow. This is the natural state of being fearless, persistent, and joyful in the face of challenges. When you lose your fear of failure, you reclaim this childlike wonder and determination. Now let us explore a powerful technique to help you maintain this fearless state of being. I call it the I remember when technique. Instead of affirming what you want in the future tense, speak of it as a past event. For example, instead of saying I will succeed, say I remember when I used to fear failure. How different my life is now that I've achieved my dreams. This simple shift in language tricks your subconscious mind into accepting your desire as an accomplished fact, further dissolving any lingering fear of failure. As we near the conclusion of our discourse, I want to emphasize a crucial point. Losing your fear of failure does not mean you will never face challenges or setbacks. Rather, it means you will face these experiences with a new perspective. You will see them not as failures, but as necessary steps on your path to success. You will welcome them as opportunities for growth and refinement of your creative powers. Imagine a master painter working on a canvas. Does the painter fear making a wrong brush stroke? No. They understand that each stroke, whether it achieves the intended effect or not, contributes to the overall masterpiece. In the same way, when you lose your fear of failure, you approach life as a master artist, knowing that each experience is a brushstroke in the magnificent painting of your life. In conclusion, my dear friends, I urge you to embrace this liberating truth. You have to lose your fear of failure to truly live. Understand that you are not a mere spectator in the game of life, but its principal player and creator. Your imagination is the workshop where you can mold your reality according to your deepest desires. Use it fearlessly, persistently, and with unwavering faith. Remember, the world you see around you is nothing but a reflection of your inner state. Change your inner world, and the outer must follow suit. Lose your fear of failure, and you will find that success becomes your natural state of being. For in truth, there is no failure, only feedback. There are no mistakes, only opportunities for growth. As you leave this gathering today, I challenge you to see your life through new eyes. See every experience as a stepping stone towards your desires. Embrace every challenge as an opportunity for growth. Live from the state of your wish fulfilled, knowing that in the realm of infinite possibilities, your desired reality already exists. Go forth with the confidence of a creator, the wisdom of an observer, and the joy of a child discovering the wonders of life. Lose your fear of failure, and you will gain the entire world. For when you understand that you cannot fail, you will find that you cannot help but succeed. Thank you, and may your journey be filled with the joy of fearless creation. My dear friends, the topic of our discourse is mindset is everything. And I assure you, this is not mere rhetoric or empty motivation. What I'm about to share with you is the very essence of creation, the foundation of reality itself. Let us begin by understanding what we mean by mindset. Your mindset is not simply your thoughts or your attitudes. It is the very state of consciousness from which you operate. It is the I am that precedes all manifestation. When we say mindset is everything, we are declaring a fundamental truth of the universe. Consciousness is the only reality. Now, I want you to listen closely, for this understanding is crucial. Your outer world, every circumstance and condition of your life, is nothing more than the outpicturing of your inner world. The world you see and experience is a reflection, a shadow of your state of consciousness. This is why your mindset, your state of being, is everything. Consider for a moment the biblical phrase, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. This Word, this logos, is not separate from you. It is your very consciousness, your I am. When you declare I am, you are invoking the creative power of the universe. Your mindset, your state of consciousness, is this Word made flesh. Let me illustrate this principle with a simple example. Imagine two individuals facing the same external circumstance. Let's say the loss of a job. The first individual, operating from a mindset of lack and limitation, might think, I am unemployed. I am a failure. I will never find another job. This becomes their state of consciousness, the I am. And the outer world, being a perfect reflection of this inner state, will conform to confirm this belief. Now consider the second individual. They face the same external event, but their mindset, their state of consciousness is entirely different. They might declare, I am in transition. I am open to new opportunities. I am capable and valuable. This becomes their I am, and the outer world must, by law, reflect and confirm this state of consciousness. You see, my dear friends, your mindset is not just a passive observer of reality. It is the active creator of your reality. Your state of consciousness is the cause, and the world you experience is the effect. This is why mindset is everything. Now, let us delve deeper into this principle. Many of you might be wondering, if my mindset creates my reality, why do I experience circumstances that I do not consciously desire? This is a crucial question, and its answer lies in understanding the nature of consciousness itself. Your consciousness, your mindset, operates on multiple levels. There's your surface consciousness, your waking thoughts and desires. But beneath this lies your deeper consciousness, your habitual state of being, often shaped by years of accumulated beliefs and assumptions about yourself and the world. It is this deeper state of consciousness, this habitual mindset, that truly shapes your reality. You might consciously desire wealth, but if your deeper mindset, your habitual state of being, is one of lack and limitation, it is this deeper state that will be made manifest in your outer world. This is why simply thinking positive thoughts or making affirmations is not enough to change your reality. You must go deeper. You must change your very state of being, your fundamental mindset about yourself and the world. How do we accomplish this? How do we change our deepest mindset, our habitual state of consciousness? The answer lies in the power of imagination. Your imagination is not mere fantasy or daydreaming. It is the very workshop of creation. When you imagine, you are engaging the creative power of the universe. Consider the words of William Blake. What is now proved was once only imagined. Everything in your world, from the chair you sit on to the most advanced technology, was once only a state of consciousness, an imagined reality, before it became a tangible fact. This is the secret of changing your mindset, of transforming your reality. You must use your imagination to create a new state of consciousness, a new mindset, and then occupy that state as if it were already a fact. This is what I mean when I speak of living from the end. Let me give you a practical example. Suppose you desire financial abundance, but your current mindset, your habitual state of consciousness, is one of lack and struggle. To change this, you must create a new state of consciousness, a new mindset of abundance. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself in a state of financial abundance. See yourself living in the home of your dreams, engaging in work that you love, enjoying the freedom and security that comes with true abundance. But don't just see it, feel it. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the sense of ease and fulfillment that comes with this state of being. Here's the crucial pause. You must occupy this state, this mindset of abundance, as if it were already a fact. You must live from this state in your imagination until it becomes your new habitual state of consciousness. Remember, your imagination is not creating the reality. It's creating the new state of consciousness, the new mindset from which your new reality will naturally flow. This principle applies to every aspect of your life. Whatever you desire to be, do, or have, you must first create it as a state of consciousness, a mindset, and then occupy that state as if it were already a fact. This is the true meaning of faith. The substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, this sounds like self-deception. How can I pretend to be something I'm not? My dear friends, let me assure you, this is not deception. This is the deepest truth of your being. You are not pretending to be something you're not. You are claiming your true identity as a creative being made in the image and likeness of God. Remember, consciousness is the only reality. When you assume a new state of consciousness, when you adopt a new mindset, you are not lying to yourself. You are aligning yourself with a deeper truth, a truth that already exists in the infinite realm of possibility. Consider the words of Jesus. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. This is not a promise of future fulfillment. It is a statement of present fact. When you truly believe, when you fully occupy the state of consciousness, the mindset of having received your desire, it is yours. The outer world must conform to this inner reality. Now let us address a common misconception. Many people believe that changing their mindset, their state of consciousness, should result in instant changes in their outer world. While this can sometimes happen, more often there is a period of transition, what I call the interval of time. This interval does not negate the truth of your new state of consciousness. It is simply the time it takes for the outer world to rearrange itself, to match your new inner reality. During this time, it is crucial that you maintain your new mindset, your new state of consciousness. Do not be swayed by appearances. Remember, the outer world is the effect, not the cause. Imagine planting a seed in the ground. You don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You water it, you nurture it, and you trust in the natural process of growth. The same is true of your new mindset. Once you have planted the seed of your new state of consciousness, nurture it with your continued assumption and trust in the natural law of manifestation. This brings us to another crucial aspect of mindset: persistence. Your new state of consciousness, your new mindset, must be maintained consistently. It's not enough to imagine your desired reality once and then return to your old state of consciousness. You must persist in your new state until it becomes your natural habitual mindset. This persistence is what separates those who truly transform their lives from those who merely dabble in positive thinking. It requires discipline, faith, and a deep understanding of the creative power of consciousness. But I assure you, the rewards are beyond measure. Now, let us address a question that often arises when discussing the power of mindset. Many ask, if my consciousness creates my reality, am I responsible for everything in my life, including the negative experiences? This is a profound question, and its answer requires a deep understanding of the nature of consciousness. Firstly, understand that much of your current reality is the result of past states of consciousness, mindsets that you may have occupied without full awareness. We are all on a journey of awakening, of becoming increasingly conscious creators of our reality. Secondly, remember that your individual consciousness is part of a larger collective consciousness. You are not an island, but a wave in the vast ocean of universal consciousness. While your individual mindset is incredibly powerful, it also interacts with the collective mindset of humanity. However, this does not diminish your creative power. It simply means that your mindset, your state of consciousness, determines how you experience and interact with the collective reality. Two people can face the same external circumstance and have entirely different experiences based on their individual mindsets. This understanding should not lead to guilt or self-blame for past experiences, but rather to empowerment. Knowing that your mindset creates your reality means that you have the power to change your reality by changing your mindset. This is true freedom. Let us now explore how this understanding of mindset as the creator of reality applies to various aspects of life. Take, for example, your relationships. Many people believe that they are at the mercy of others' behaviors and attitudes. They think, if only my partner would change, then I would be happy. But remember, your experience of others is a reflection of your own state of consciousness, your own mindset. If you consistently experience difficult relationships, look within. What is your mindset about relationships? You believe that love is scarce, that people always let you down, that you're not worthy of love. To change your relationship experiences, you must first change your mindset about relationships. Imagine yourself in loving, fulfilling relationships. Feel the joy, the connection, the mutual respect. Occupy this state of consciousness as if it were already a fact. As you persist in this new mindset, you will find your outer world of relationships transforming to match your inner reality. The same principle applies to your career and financial situation. Many believe that their income is determined by external factors, the economy, their employer, their level of education. But I tell you, your financial reality is a direct reflection of your mindset about money and success. If you consistently struggle financially, examine your mindset. Do you believe that money is scarce? That you have to work hard for every penny? That wealth is for others but not for you? These beliefs, these states of consciousness are creating your financial reality. To change this, you must adopt a new mindset, a new state of consciousness regarding money and success. Imagine yourself in a state of abundance. Feel the freedom, the security, the joy of financial prosperity. Live from this state in your imagination until it becomes your natural mindset. As you do this, you will find your outer world rearranging itself to match this new inner reality. Now let's address the realm of health and well-being. Many believe that their health is determined solely by genetics, diet, and external factors. While these play a role, I tell you that your health is primarily a reflection of your state of consciousness, your mindset about health in your body. If you constantly experience health issues, look at your mindset. Do you believe that your body is fragile, that illness is inevitable as you age, that you're at the mercy of every germ and virus? These beliefs, these states of consciousness are shaping your health reality. To transform your health, you must adopt a new mindset, a new state of consciousness regarding your body and well-being. Imagine yourself in a state of vibrant health. Feel the energy, the vitality, the joy of a body in perfect balance. Occupy this state as if it were already a fact. As you persist in this new mindset, you will find your body responding, aligning itself with this new inner reality. Now I want to address a common concern. Many of you might be thinking, but Neville, I've tried positive thinking before and it didn't work. My dear friends, what I'm sharing with you goes far beyond mere positive thinking. This is about fundamentally shifting your state of being, your very identity. Positive thinking often remains at the surface level of consciousness, like trying to calm the waves on top of the ocean. What we're discussing is diving deep into the ocean itself, changing the very currents that create the waves. This is why I emphasize the importance of feeling, of experiencing your desired state as if it were already a fact. It's not enough to think about what you want. You must become it in your imagination. You must feel the naturalness of it, the reality of it, until it becomes your dominant state of... Remember, your subconscious mind, which is the true creator of your reality, does not distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what you actually experience in the outer world. When you consistently occupy a state in your imagination, feeling its reality, your subconscious accepts it as fact and proceeds to bring it into your outer reality. This is the true power of mindset. It's not about forcing yourself to think positive thoughts. It's about choosing a new state of being and occupying it so fully in your imagination that it becomes your new reality. Now let us address another crucial aspect of mindset. Your concept of self. Your fundamental beliefs about who you are, what you're capable of, and what you deserve form the core of your mindset. These beliefs shape every aspect of your life experience. Many of you are walking around with a concept of self that was given to you by others, your parents, your teachers, your society. You've accepted these beliefs about yourself without question, and they've become the foundation of your mindset, the lens through which you view and experience the world. But I tell you, you have the power to choose your concept of self. You are not bound by the limitations others have placed upon you, or even the limitations you've placed upon yourself in the past. You can, at any moment, decide to adopt a new concept of self. This is what it means to be made in the image and likeness of God. You have the divine power of self-definition. You can declare, I am, and whatever follows the declaration becomes your reality. This is the ultimate creative power of mindset. So I ask you, who do you choose to be? What concept of self will you adopt? Will you continue to accept a limited, fearful, or unworthy concept of self? Or will you claim your divine birthright and declare yourself to be the magnificent, powerful, worthy being that you truly are? Remember, this is not about ego or arrogance. This is about aligning yourself with the truth of your being. You are a divine creation endowed with infinite potential. Your mindset, your concept of self should reflect this truth. As you adopt this elevated concept of self, this empowering mindset, you will find your outer world transforming to match this inner reality. Opportunities will appear, relationships will improve, abundance will flow, because the outer must always conform to the inner. Now let us discuss the practical application of this understanding. How do you go about changing your mindset, your state of consciousness, in a way that truly transforms your reality? The key lies in what I call the law of assumption. This law states that if you assume a state and persist in that assumption, it must become your reality. This is not wishful thinking or idle fantasy. This is a fundamental law of consciousness. To apply this law, you must first clearly define the state you wish to occupy. What is the mindset? The state of consciousness that would naturally result in the life you desire. See it clearly in your mind's eye. Feel it. Experience it as vividly as you can in your imagination. Then, you must assume this state. You must step into it fully in your imagination, occupying it as if it were already your reality. Feel the naturalness of it. Experience the emotions that would accompany the state. Is a practical technique. Before you fall asleep at night, imagine a scene that would imply your desired state has become your reality. Perhaps it's a congratulatory conversation with a friend, or simply looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing the confident, successful person you desire to be. Make this scene as vivid and real as possible. Feel it. Experience it fully. As you fall asleep in this state, you are impressing this new reality upon your subconscious mind. Remember, your subconscious does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is actually experienced in the outer world. By falling asleep in this state, You are planting the seed of your new reality in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Repeat this process night after night. During your waking hours, whenever you think of your desire, return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Live from the assumption that what you desire is already a fact. Now here's where many people falter. They do this for a day or two, and when they don't see immediate results in their outer world, they give up. They return to their old mindset, their old state of consciousness. But remember what we said about the interval of time. Your outer world may take some time to rearrange itself to match your new inner reality. This is where persistence becomes crucial. You must maintain your new state, your new mindset, regardless of appearances. Remember, the outer world is the effect, not the cause. Persist in your assumption, and the outer world must eventually conform. This persistence requires faith. Not blind faith, but faith based on understanding. Faith in the law of consciousness, faith that your inner world is the true reality, and that the outer must conform to the inner. As you persist in your new state, you will begin to see signs of your new reality manifesting in your outer world. These may be small at first, chance comment from a friend, an unexpected opportunity, a shift in how people respond to you. These are confirmations that your new mindset is taking root, that your new reality is beginning to manifest. Do not disregard these signs, no matter how small they may seem. They are the first fruits of your new state of consciousness, the early evidence that your mindset is indeed everything. As you continue to persist in your new state, as you maintain your new mindset with unwavering faith, you will witness a complete transformation of your reality. The person you have imagined yourself to be will become the person you are in every aspect of your life. Your relationships, your career, your health, your finances, all will align with your new state of consciousness. This is the ultimate proof that mindset is everything. It is the foundation of your reality, the source of all creation in your world. Remember, my dear friends, you are the operant power in your world. Your mindset, your state of consciousness, is the creative force that shapes your entire existence. Choose it wisely, persist in it faithfully, and watch as your world transforms to match the grandeur you're in the vision. For truly, mindset is everything. My dear friends, our topic today is never complain and never explain. And I assure you, this principle holds within it the very key to unlocking the infinite potential that resides within each and every one of you. Let us begin by understanding that the world we perceive around us is nothing but a reflection of our own consciousness. Everything you see, hear, touch, and experience is a manifestation of your inner state. Your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions are the architects of your reality. And it is within this context that we must approach our discussion of never complaining and never explaining. When you complain, what are you really doing? You are affirming to yourself and to the universe that something is wrong, that you are a victim of circumstances beyond your control. But I say to you, there are no circumstances beyond your control, for you are the operant power in your world. You are God pushed out into expression, and God does not complain about his creation. Consider for a moment the biblical statement, and God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. This is not merely a poetic description of creation. It is a fundamental truth about the nature of consciousness and reality. When you complain, you are denying this truth. You are saying, in essence, I see what I have made, and behold, it is not good. But, my dear friends, I urge you to recognize the power of your own imagination. For it is through your imagination that you create your reality. When you complain, you are imagining undesirable circumstances and giving them life through your attention and beliefs. You are using the divine gift of imagination to create that which you do not want. Instead, I implore you to use your imagination wisely. Rather than complaining about what is, imagine what could be. See the world as you wish it to be, not as it appears to be. For appearance is nothing more than a shadow or reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. It has no power to persist unless you breathe life into it through your continued attention and acceptance. Now let us turn our attention to the second part of our principle. Never explain. When you feel the need to explain yourself, what are you really doing? You are assuming that others have the power to judge you, to approve or disapprove of your actions and decisions. But I say to you, no one has this power unless you grant it to them. I am that I am. This is not merely a statement of existence. It is a declaration of your divine nature. You are that which you conceive yourself to be. There is no higher authority, no external judge who can define you or limit you. When you explain yourself, you are denying your own divinity and placing your power in the hands of others. Moreover, when you explain, you are often doing so from a place of doubt or insecurity. You are, in essence, saying, I am not sure of myself, so I need your validation. But I tell you, there is no need for validation from anyone or anything outside of yourself. You are complete and whole as you are, a perfect expression of the divine. Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. Yet Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. The lily does not explain its beauty or justify its existence. It simply is, in all its perfection and glory. And so it is with you, my dear friends. You need not explain or justify your being. You simply are perfect and complete as you are. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, surely there are times when we must explain ourselves for practical reasons. And to this I say, there's a vast difference between communicating necessary information and feeling compelled to justify your existence or your choices. The former comes from a place of clarity and purpose. The latter from a place of insecurity and doubt. Let us delve deeper into the spiritual implications of this principle. When you complain or explain, you are operating from the level of the outer man, the man of flesh who sees himself as separate from God and subject to external forces. But I say to you, you are not this outer man. You are the inner man, the Christ within the God self. In the Bible we read, the kingdom of God is within you. This is not a metaphor or a poetic flourish. It is a literal truth about the nature of your being. The kingdom of God, the realm of infinite possibility and perfect creation, resides within your own consciousness. When you complain, you are denying this kingdom. When you explain, you are seeking it outside of yourself. Instead, I urge you to turn within, to seek first the kingdom of God, knowing that all else will be added unto you. For when you dwell in this inner kingdom, when you align yourself with your true nature as a divine creator, there's nothing to complain about and nothing to explain. You simply are, creating your world through the power of your imagination and your assumptions. Let us consider for a moment the story of Job. Here was a man who suffered greatly, who lost everything he held dear. And what did he do? He complained bitterly, questioning God and seeking explanations for his misfortune. But what was the result of his complaints and his demands for explanation? Did they change his circumstances? Did they bring him peace or understanding? No, my friends. It was only when Job ceased his complaints and stopped demanding explanations that his fortune was restored. When he turned within, when he aligned himself with his true nature as a divine creator, his world transformed. And so it is with each of you. Your complaints and explanations do not serve you. They keep you bound to the very circumstances you wish to change. Instead, I invite you to adopt a new attitude, a new state of consciousness, one in which you see yourself as the author of your life story, not its victim, one in which you recognize your own divinity and act from that recognition. For when you do this, when you truly embody the principle of never complaining and never explaining, you step into your power as a conscious creator. Imagine for a moment a world in which you never complain, in which you accept every circumstance, every event, every person as a perfect expression of your own consciousness. Imagine the peace this would bring, the clarity, the sense of purpose and power. This is not a fantasy, my dear friends. This is your birthright, your true nature. And now imagine a world in which you never feel the need to explain yourself, in which you stand secure in your own being, confident in your choices and actions, free from the need for external validation or approval. Imagine the freedom this would bring, the authenticity, the joy of being truly and completely yourself. This is the world that awaits you when you embrace the principle of never complaining and never explaining. It is a world of infinite possibility, of divine creativity, of perfect self-expression. And it is available to you right now. But how, you may ask, do we begin to live this principle? How do we overcome the habitual patterns of complaint and explanation that have become so ingrained in our daily lives? The answer, my friends, lies in the practice of mindful awareness and deliberate imagination. Begin by becoming aware of your thoughts and words. Notice when you feel the urge to complain or explain. But instead of judging yourself for these impulses, simply observe them with detachment. See them for what they are: old patterns, old states of consciousness that no longer serve you. Then, in that moment of awareness, make a choice. Choose to shift your attention from what is to what could be. Use your imagination to create a new scenario, a new outcome, a new state of being. For remember, your imagination is the very workshop of creation. What you imagine with feeling and conviction must inevitably manifest in your outer world. If you find yourself in a situation that tempts you to complain, pause, take a deep breath, and then ask yourself, how would I see this situation if I were truly aligned with my divine nature? How would I respond if I knew, with absolute certainty, that I am the creator of my reality? Similarly, when you feel the urge to explain yourself, stop. Take a moment to center yourself in your own being. Remember who you truly are, a divine creator, perfect and complete as you are. From this place of inner knowing, ask yourself, do I really need to explain? Or can I simply be secure in my own truth? As you practice this awareness and make these conscious choices, you will begin to notice a shift in your consciousness. The urge to complain and explain will gradually diminish. In its place, you will find a growing sense of peace, of power, of alignment with your true self. But remember, my dear friends, this is not about suppressing your feelings or denying your experiences. It is about transforming them through the power of your imagination and your assumptions. It is about recognizing that every experience, every circumstance, is an opportunity for growth and self-realization. When you embrace this principle of never complaining and never explaining, you are not turning away from the world. On the contrary, you are engaging with it more fully, more consciously than ever before. You are recognizing your role as a co-creator of reality, and you are accepting the responsibility and the joy that comes with that recognition. Consider the words of Scripture. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is not merely a suggestion. It is a description of the very process we are discussing. As you renew your mind, as you shift your consciousness from complaint and explanation to acceptance and creation, you are literally transforming yourself and your world. And as you transform, you will find that your outer world begins to reflect this inner change. The circumstances that once prompted complaint will begin to shift. The people and situations that once demanded explanation will fade away or transform. For remember, the outer world is nothing but a reflection of your inner state. But this transformation is not something that happens to you. It is something that happens through you as you. For you are the operant power, the creative principle in your world. You are the one who must choose moment by moment to align with your true nature as a divine creator. This choice, this alignment, is not always easy. The habits of complaint and explanation are deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. The world around you may seem to demand that you explain yourself, that you join in the chorus of complaint, but I say to you, stand firm in your truth. Be steadfast in your commitment to never complain. For in this commitment, you are not merely changing your behavior. You are changing your very being. You are stepping into your power as a conscious creator, as a divine being in human form. And as you do so, you are lighting the way for others to do the same. Imagine a world in which every individual recognized their own divinity, their own creative power. A world in which complaint was replaced by conscious creation, and explanation was replaced by authentic self-expression. This is the world we can create, my dear friends, through our individual and collective commitment to this principle. But let us be clearly, this is not about creating a perfect world in the conventional sense. It is about recognizing the perfection that already exists within every moment Every circumstance, every experience is about aligning ourselves with the divine flow of life, trusting in the perfect unfolding of our individual and collective stories. When you truly embrace this principle, you will find that there's nothing to complain about, because everything is serving your growth and evolution. You will find that there's nothing to explain, because you are perfectly and completely yourself in every moment. This does not mean that challenges will cease to exist, but it does mean that you will approach these challenges from a place of power and creativity, rather than victimhood and reactivity. You will see every obstacle as an opportunity, every setback as a setup for a comeback. And as you move through your life in this way, never complaining and never explaining, you will find that you become a beacon of light for others. Your very being will radiate the truth of who you are, inspiring others to recognize and claim their own divine nature. For remember, my dear friends, we're all one. We are all expressions of the one divine consciousness. When you transform yourself, you are contributing to the transformation of the entire world. When you refuse to complain, you are raising the vibration of the collective consciousness. When you refrain from explaining, you are affirming the inherent worth and divinity of every being. So I urge you, my beloved listeners, to take this principle to heart, to make it not just a practice, but a way of life, to embody the truth that you are a divine creator, perfect and complete as you are, to live from the knowing that your world is a reflection of your consciousness, and that you have the power to shape that consciousness in every moment. Never complain, for in complaining you deny your own creative power. Never explain, for explaining you deny your own divine completeness. Instead, create, express, be. For in doing so, you are fulfilling your highest purpose and realizing your true nature as God pushed out into expression. Let every moment be an opportunity to align with this truth. Let every breath be a conscious choice to embody your divine nature. Let every thought, every word, every action be a testament to your commitment to never complain and never explain. And as you do this, watch and wonder as your world transforms. Marvel at the synchronicities that begin to unfold in your life. Delight in the joy and peace that naturally arise when you're aligned with your true self. Embrace the challenges that come your way, knowing that they are opportunities for growth and self-realization. For in truth, my dear friends, there is nothing to complain about and nothing to explain. There is only the glorious adventure of being and becoming, of creating and expressing, of realizing and embodying your divine nature. So go forth from this place with a new understanding, a new commitment. Let the words never complain and never explain be etched upon your heart and mind. Let them guide your thoughts, your words, your actions. For in living this principle, you are not just changing your life, you are changing the world. Remember, the kingdom of God is within you. The power to create, to transform, to transcend is within you. It always has been and always will be. You need only recognize it, claim it, and live from it. And so, my dear friends, I leave you with this final thought. You are God pushed out into expression. You are the author of your life story. You are the creator of your reality. Never complain about your creation. Never explain your divinity. Simply be who you truly are and watch as miracles unfold in your life. Go now and live in the joyous knowledge of your own divine nature. Create consciously, express authentically, and love unconditionally. For in doing so, you are fulfilling your highest purpose and realizing the truth of your being. Remember, never complain and never explain is not just a principle to live by. It is a gateway to your true self, a path to your highest potential, and a key to unlocking the infinite possibilities that lie within you. Embrace it fully, live it wholeheartedly, and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. As we come to the close of our discussion, let us reflect once more on the profound implications of this principle. Never complaining and never explaining is not merely a behavioral change, but a fundamental shift in consciousness. It is a recognition of your true nature as a divine creator, as God pushed out into expression. When you cease to complain, you are affirming your power to shape your reality. You are declaring to the universe that you accept full responsibility for your life experiences. This doesn't mean you ignore challenges or difficulties, but rather that you approach them from a place of creative power rather than victimhood. Every situation, every circumstance becomes an opportunity for growth and self-realization. Similarly, when you stop explaining yourself, you are asserting your inherent completeness and worth. You are recognizing that you need no external validation or approval. Your actions, your choices, your very being are a perfect expression of your inner state. In this recognition, you find true freedom. The freedom to be authentically and unapologetically yourself. As you embody this principle in your daily life, you will begin to notice profound shifts. The world around you will start to reflect your new state of consciousness. Situations that once prompted complaint will transform or dissolve. The need for explanation will fade away as you stand secure in your own truth. You will find yourself moving through life with greater ease, joy, and purpose. Remember, my dear friends, you are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness creates your reality. By embracing the principle of never complaining and never explaining, you are aligning yourself with your true divine nature. You are stepping into your role as a conscious creator, shaping your world through the power of your imagination and your assumptions. Go forth and live from this truth and watch as miracles unfold in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today to reveal a profound secret. A secret that has the power to transform your life in ways you never thought possible. This secret, when understood and applied, can change the very fabric of your existence in just 6 months. Yes, you heard that correctly. 6 months to awaken. Now you might be wondering, Neville, how can this be? How can my life change so dramatically in such a short time? And to that I say, my dear friends, the power lies within you. It always has, and it always will. Let's begin our journey into this marvelous secret by understanding a fundamental truth. Your imagination is the very essence of your being. It is not merely a faculty of your mind. It is the creative power of the universe itself, individualized in you. When you truly grasp this concept, you will realize that you are not a helpless being pushed around by external circumstances, but rather the author of your own life story. Imagine, if you will, that your mind is a garden. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, is a seed planted in this garden. And just as surely as a seed grows into a plant when nurtured, your thoughts and beliefs grow into the circumstances of your life. This is the first key to changing your life in 6 months. Becoming acutely aware of the seeds you're planting in the fertile soil of your mind. But awareness alone is not enough. You must learn to consciously choose the seeds you plant. This is where the power of imagination comes into play. For you see, your imagination is the tool with which you select and plant these seeds. It is through your imagination that you can envision the life you desire. And it is through your imagination that you can make this vision a living reality. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, I've tried positive thinking before. I've tried visualizing what I want. It doesn't work. And to that I say, my dear friends, you have not yet understood the true nature of imagination. It is not mere daydreaming or wishful thinking. It is the very substance of reality. When you imagine, you are not creating something unreal or fantasy. You are tapping into the infinite possibilities that already exist in the universe. You are selecting from these possibilities and bringing them into your experience. This is why I often say, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. For when you can feel the reality of your desire now, in this very moment, you have planted the seed that must grow into your desired experience. Let me give you an example to illustrate this point. Suppose you desire financial abundance. Many people make the mistake of focusing on their current lack of money, their debts, their financial struggles. But remember, whatever you focus on expands. So instead, I urge you to imagine yourself in a state of financial abundance. Feel the relief, the joy, the sense of security that comes with having more than enough money. Don't just visualize it, feel it. Feel it. Feel the texture of the clothes you would wear if you were financially abundant. Feel the comfort of the home you would live in. Feel the freedom of being able to travel wherever you desire. Make this feeling so real, so vivid, that it becomes more real to you than your current circumstances. This, my friends, is the art of living from the end. When you can live from the end, that is, live as if your desire is already fulfilled, you set in motion forces beyond your comprehension. The entire universe begins to rearrange itself to bring about the conditions necessary for the realization of your imagined state. Now, some of you might be wondering, but Neville, how long do I need to imagine for? How often should I do this? And to that, I say, the intensity of your feeling is far more important than the duration of your imagination sessions. A single moment of intense feeling can be more powerful than hours of half-hearted visualizing. However, consistency is key. Make it a habit to spend time each day in this state of living from the end. Upon waking and before sleep are particularly potent times for this practice, as your subconscious mind is more receptive during these periods. But remember, this is not about forcing or straining. The law of assumption works effortlessly when you truly understand it. It's not about making something happen. It's about allowing it to happen. It's about aligning yourself with the version of reality where your desire is already fulfilled. Now let's delve deeper into why 6 months is such a powerful time frame for transformation. You see, in 6 months, you can completely rewire your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is like a computer program that runs your life. It contains all your habitual thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. And just like a computer program, it can be rewritten. Science tells us that it takes approximately 21 days to form a new habit. In 6 months, you have the opportunity to form and solidify not just one, but multiple new habits. You have the chance to completely overhaul your mental software. Imagine the compounding effect of 6 months of consistently assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Imagine 6 months of living from the end, of aligning yourself with the version of reality where your desires are already manifest. The transformation would be nothing short of miraculous. But here's the key. You must persist. The outside world may not immediately reflect your inner changes. In fact, it often seems to contradict them at first. This is where most people give up. They start imagining their desire. Nothing seems to change in their external reality, and they conclude that it doesn't work. But I tell you this, the outside world is nothing more than a reflection of your past thoughts and beliefs. It is like a shadow that follows you. When you turn to face a new direction, the shadow doesn't immediately move. But if you continue facing that new direction, the shadow must eventually fall in line. This is why faith is so crucial. Not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. When you truly understand that your imagination creates reality, you can persist in the face of contradictory evidence. You can continue to live from the end, even when your senses tell you nothing has changed. And here's a wonderful secret. The very act of persisting in your assumption is often the final bridge of incidents that leads to the manifestation of your desire. It is the last test, if you will, before your imaginal act blossoms into physical reality. Now let's talk about a crucial aspect of this process that many overlook: detachment. Yes, you must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, but you must also detach from the outcome. This might seem contradictory, but it's not. You see, attachment comes from a place of lack. When you're attached to an outcome, you're essentially saying, I need this to happen in order to be happy or fulfilled. But remember, the fundamental premise of this teaching is that you are already whole and complete. Your desire is not something to be attained, but something to be realized. So, live from the end, feel the reality of your desire, but then release it. Trust in the perfect unfolding of your manifestation. This detachment allows the universe to bring about your desire in ways that might be even better than what you had specifically imagined. Let me share a personal anecdote to illustrate this point. Many years ago, I desired to travel to Barbados, my homeland. However, I had no money for such a journey. Instead of focusing on my lack of funds, I began to imagine myself in Barbados. I felt the warmth of the sun on my skin, heard the rhythm of the waves, smelled the salt in the air. I lived in this imaginal state for weeks, feeling the joy and gratitude of being in Barbados. Then I let it go. I didn't worry about how it would happen. I simply trusted that if I had imagined it, it must come to pass. Lo and behold, a few weeks later, my brother in Barbados, who knew nothing of my desire, sent me a ticket to come visit. The manifestation came about in a way I couldn't have planned or anticipated. This is the power of detachment coupled with living from the end. Now, as we continue our exploration of this transformative secret, let's discuss another crucial element: your self-concept. You see, changing your life isn't just about changing your circumstances. It's about changing who you believe yourself to be. Your self-concept is the sum total of all your beliefs about yourself. It's your idea of who you are, what you're capable of, what you deserve. And here's the thing, your life will always be a reflection of your self-concept. If you want to change your life in 6 months, you must be willing to change your self-concept. You must be willing to let go of limiting beliefs about yourself and embrace a new, expanded version of who you are. This is where many people stumble. They can imagine having more money, a better job, a loving relationship, but they struggle to imagine themselves as the kind of person who naturally has these things. They hold onto their old self-concept, their old story about who they are, and this becomes the ceiling of their transformation. So I say to you, dare to reimagine yourself. If you want financial abundance, don't just imagine having money. Imagine yourself as a financially savvy person, someone who naturally attracts and manages wealth wisely. If you want a loving relationship, don't just imagine being with someone. Imagine yourself as someone who is worthy of love, someone who naturally gives and receives love freely. Remember, you're not bound by your past. You're not bound by your upbringing, your education, your past failures or successes. You are bound only by your imagination, and your imagination is limitless. In the next 6 months, I challenge you to consciously craft a new self-concept. Who do you want to be? How does this person think? How do they feel? How do they carry themselves? How do they interact with others? Imagine this new version of yourself in vivid detail, and then, this is crucial, begin to live as this person now. This is not about pretending or faking it until you make it. This is about recognizing that you are already this person. You just haven't fully realized it yet. By living as this person now, you allow this aspect of yourself to fully blossom. Now let's address a question that might be arising in your minds. Never you might be thinking, this all sounds wonderful, but what about action? Don't we need to do something to change our lives? And to that I say, yes, action is important. But it's not the kind of action you might be thinking of. You see, inspired action naturally flows from your assumed state. When you truly live from the end, when you fully embody your desired state, you will find yourself naturally taking the right actions at the right time. This is very different from the forced, struggle-filled action that many people engage in. When your actions come from a place of lack, from a belief that you need to make something happen, they often lead to frustration and burnout. But when your actions flow naturally from your assumed state, they feel effortless and joyful. Let me give you an example. Suppose you desired a promotion at work. The old way of thinking might lead you to work longer hours, to stress and strain, to try to prove your worth. But when you live from the end, when you assume the feeling of already having that promotion, your actions change. You might find yourself naturally taking on more responsibility, not from a place of proving yourself, but from a place of already feeling worthy and capable. You might find yourself coming up with innovative ideas, not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because that's just who you are in your new state. You might find yourself building better relationships with your colleagues, not as a strategy, but as a natural expression of your new, more confident self. Do you see the difference? This is the power of inspired action. And over the course of 6 months, these inspired actions, flowing naturally from your assumed state, can completely transform your external reality. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of this 6-month transformation. Your word In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Your word, my dear friends, is incredibly powerful. It is. In fact, your creative power made manifest. Every time you speak, you're using your creative power. Every statement you make is an affirmation of what you believe to be true. And remember, what you believe to be true becomes your reality. So in these next 6 months, become acutely aware of your words. Are you speaking from your desired state? Or are you affirming your current limitations? Do your words reflect the person you want to be? Or the person you've been in the past? Remember, it's not about denying your current reality. It's about choosing which reality you want to align with through your words. Instead of saying, I'm trying to be more confident, say, I am confident. Instead of saying, I hope to be financially stable someday, say, I am financially abundant. Your words should reflect the end, not the process. This might feel strange at first. You might feel like you're lying to yourself. But remember, you're not describing your current physical reality. You're declaring the reality you're choosing to align with. You're exercising your God-given power to select which version of reality you want to experience. And here's a wonderful secret. The more you speak from your desired state, the more natural it begins to feel. Your subconscious mind begins to accept it as truth. And when your subconscious mind accepts something as truth, it must manifest in your external reality. Now, as we delve deeper into this transformative process, let's discuss the role of gratitude. Gratitude is not just a nice sentiment. It is a powerful creative force. When you're grateful, you're affirming that you already have what you desire. You're living from the end in the most beautiful way. In these next 6 months, cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Be thankful not just for what you have in your physical reality, but for what you have in your imagination. For remember, what you have in your imagination is as real as anything in the physical world. It's simply awaiting your recognition to be made manifest. When you're grateful for your imaginal reality, you're essentially saying to the universe, thank you, it is done. And the universe, which knows only how to say yes, respond by bringing that reality into your physical experience. But here's the key. Your gratitude must be genuine. It must come from a place of knowing, not hoping. This is where many people stumble. They say thank you, but inside they're still doubting, still wondering if it will really happen. True gratitude comes from a place of absolute faith, absolute knowing. And this brings us to another crucial point. The role of your emotions in this process of transformation. Your emotions are the fuel that powers your manifestations. When you combine the clear picture of your desire in your imagination with the feeling of having that desire fulfilled, you create an unstoppable force. In these next 6 months, become a master of your emotions. Learn to generate the feeling of your wish fulfilled at will. This is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. The more you practice feeling the joy, the relief, the excitement of having your desire fulfilled, the more natural it becomes. And here's a wonderful truth. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between a real event and one that is vividly imagined. When you generate these positive emotions through your imagination, your subconscious mind accepts them as real. And what your subconscious mind accepts as real, it must manifest in your external reality. Now let's address something that many of you might be experiencing as you embark on this journey of transformation. Doubt. Doubt is natural. It's a part of the human experience. But it doesn't have to derail your progress. When doubt arises, don't fight it. Don't try to push it away. Instead, observe it, acknowledge it, and then gently return to your assumption. Remember, you're not trying to convince yourself of anything. You're simply choosing which reality to align with. Think of it like changing the channel on a television. When you change the channel, you don't argue with the old program. You don't try to convince yourself that it's not real. You simply switch to a new channel. In the same way, when doubt arises, simply switch back to the channel of your desired reality. As you practice this over the next 6 months, you'll find that doubt arises less and less frequently. Your faith in the power of your imagination will grow stronger with each small success, with each manifestation you witness. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked in discussions about manifestation. Your concept of time. You see, time as we experience it in the physical world is an illusion. In the realm of imagination, in the realm of pure consciousness, everything exists now. This is why I often say that creation is finished. All possible realities already exist. Your job is not to create something new, but to select which reality you want to experience. And you do this through your assumption, through the state you choose to occupy.